Coach, let's go ahead and talk about today.
Yeah, I mean, it was good that we got extended work. We've got a lot of things that we'll need to go back and watch the video on. I think what stands out right now, we did not throw deep balls as well as what I would have liked. And I don't think we covered deep balls as well as what I'd like. So we've got a lot of work to do in that area of the game, of putting it on, the receiver in those spots. Now, it's not easiest gig in the world right now with the wind the way it is and some of that too. But by the same token, we gotta be more proficient at those, and defensively we got to be in a better spot on those. I thought there was good things on both sides. We've got a lot of work to do to increase our level of play and where we need to get to. It was nice to get out here and have a good weather day. Appreciate all the fans that came out today. So with that, answer any questions.
What are your thoughts on Gary Rutherford? I mean, that guy's been making plays all over the field.
And Gary's really good. So that's my thoughts on it. Gary's going to be a really good player here. He's a football player. Like he runs well, but the biggest thing with Gary Rutherford is that he has a tremendous motor that does not stop. And so every ball, he's going to be chasing. He will be around the ball every play he's in, and so that's the big thing that you really appreciate about him.
Was he a guy who could potentially get in the starting role?
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. I mean, we knew that last fall a little bit, and that's what, again, I made a decision at a certain point in the season, as he kept coming along, you kept seeing him, and that's the thing, like you get into fall camp, freshmen get X number of reps and freshmen get X number of things there, and so sometimes you get into the season and they're behind in their overall learning of everything. We made a decision to redshirt Gary. Gary played 4 games, and then we made a decision to keep that year on him. Again, in today's world, I don't know that I make that decision ever again, because of the chances of keeping a guy 5 years, isn't always the best thing in the world. So that's probably something that we'll revisit as we go each season and start off right now.
You like what you're seeing out of Dante Bird so far this year?
I think he's improved a lot for sure. I think last fall I had a concern as to whether he was going to be a quality enough player to stay here, and I think there's been a big improvement. He's making some people miss. He makes some great cuts right now. I see improvement in what he's doing. So still a lot of work to do, but no, there's an improvement there.
You had Gary bringing the violence. Anybody else that you thought played a really physical scrimmage on the defensive side or even offensive side?
Defensively, I thought up front in the beginning, I thought Dante Drake, I noticed several times right away. Wilson at defensive end is physical all the time, so he's always going to be kind of denting things in terms of that. And unoffensively, one thing that I kept Jack Walsh, Caden Barnett, John Mike Gillenborg to 2 series, so that I wanted him to get a sprinkle of live work, but they weren't.
Right.
I wanted that to be 12 to 15 plays, and that's about what they got. So then we had to do that a lot with the backup O-lineman. But I thought Gary was, I thought Wilson was, I thought Braden Johnson had some physical plays there.
Turns looked like he made all his tackles on the edge.
Yeah, and I thought overall we tackled fairly well. That's the one thing that when you don't go live all the time type of stuff, that you're always concerned with. But I think that Desmond Hearns is going to be a good player here, so that's that we're lucky with.
It's
that.
always tough when you're going up against yourself to judge offensive line versus defensive line and be happy about one side or the other, right?
Yeah.
But obviously, in the early going, the D-line controlled the run game. Are there any concerns about the way you can create momentum in the run game on the offensive side?
Well, I mean, I said, I've said overall through the start of the spring and even on Thursday, our one focus in this program right now is to get the number of winning offensive linemen to increase.
Yeah.
And right now that's still a work in progress, and we'll go back and watch the video on it. But that is something that that level and number of winning offensive linemen has to develop. And so we'll see where we were at with it. But do I think it was good enough right now to get to where we need to get to? No. And so we got work to do.
How busy is your week about to be with the portal opening on Tuesday?
Well, I mean, we'll find out. I'm sure it'll be busy. Right now in the routine that we're in, the off days, the Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, there's, a ton of meetings with players. We're meeting, watching the video as staffs the whole day, that thing that way. And then the Tuesday, Thursdays have been, coaches have a little bit more time, because it's just a practice day. They have a position meeting in the morning, and then we have the practice. But they've been able to get their spring recruiting stuff and all that ready to go. That all changes now. We already have a volume of guys that are kind of portal announced, and we've got work to do. And look, does that automatically mean I could have a wish list on stuff? Does that automatically mean that we get the wish list? Maybe, maybe not. The one thing you don't want to do is just force yourself into taking a guy that doesn't help you. The standard of what you're looking for right away is you just ask the pure question, like, can this guy help us? Can this guy be a two-deep rotational player or better and be a guy that can make some level of positive impact in the program? It's the first thing we've got to look for.
Would you ever take a player back that entered the portal?
Nope. I will sometimes in a walk-on situation in that regard. But if you open that door, you're gonna have your whole team in there every year. So that's not an option. Once you cross that bridge gets burned, and there's no coming back.
Where's do you like what you've seen out of Jalen Sargent, just maturity-wise, and just compared to last year?
Yeah, no doubt. First of all, the empowerment of Jalen Sargent. A year ago, you had other seniors and things, and so Jalen Sargent hadn't had a 30 catch year or something like that in doing those things. And so now, he's coming off of a year where he was productive, but he's also got leadership capabilities and qualities, and now he's able to do that and empowered that way. And no, I mean, he does a good job with that group. I'm excited about he's a really good person. He's doing a really good job right now, and I'm happy with what he's doing in that room. That room we were leaderless in that, so it's a big deal.
Can you talk about Clay Nanke going from tight end to wide receiver? Was that his choice?
No, we felt like with Clay Nanke, the strengths that he has is he runs well and he catches the ball well, and his inline in the box blocking wasn't his biggest strength. And when you move Sawvel there, you have Jake Wilson coming, you already have Gillenborg, you have shown. I mean, it was one of those things. It's like, okay, how many guys do we want stacked up right there? And so Coach Bownight was the one. Coach Bownight's pretty good at recruiting on our team. He kept planting a little seed about Nanke, and so I like Clay out there. Clay's got a lot of improving to do, just in terms of, it was good today. Put the ball down, coaches off the field, and he's got to do it. And that's the one thing that happens when there's nobody out there and everybody's on a side, and you got to get communication done. Then you see certain mistakes that happen that when you're in a practice and there's coaches standing behind you or coaches standing 5 yards from you, that a lot of times they're reminding you of stuff or they're doing whatever. Now when you clear the field, there's certain things that have to show up. So that was a good thing.
There were several receivers that made plays today, but number 3 continues to make plays after the catch. What do you like about what he can do?
Yeah, as he learns and continues to get better. And he started off the spring, he had a little bit of a mini hip flexor issue, and that he's gotten better and better. He's playing faster and faster. He knows what he's doing right now, which is a good thing. I think it's pretty easy to see that he should be a guy that'll do some things for us this coming fall. He's talented. He is really talented, and he's also physical. So we're excited with what he will be able to do going forward.
You guys good?
Yep.
All good?
Thanks, Jay.